Welcome to another podcast presentation from the Zenit Corporation.
May I have your attention, please? Your podcast will begin in just a few moments. Please keep your hands inside the podcast at all times and enjoy your ride.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Not Delete, the show where we both new and older movies. This is Gino.
This is Robert.
America.
Ricardo.
And Gio.
And we are live in the editing bay. If you're new to the show, we use the rating system of In, Out, Delete.
And if you liked the movie, you loved it, this is possibly the greatest movie you have ever seen. Out, if you didn't really like it, didn't really work, but it's not the worst movie you've ever seen. And delete if it's the worst movie ever. So bad, this movie should have been Invisible.
Oh! This week we watched The Invisible Man and America's pick, which is Castaway on the Moon. So let's take a little snippet of The Invisible Man.
Adrian. He was a sociopath. He said that I could never leave him. He controlled how I looked and what I wore. Then it was controlling when I left the house. And eventually, what I thought.
Alright guys, this week's new movie is The Invisible Man, the remake of the classic horror film. Classic? I don't know.
Well,
Sort of.
it was
Classic
book,
horror
Part of the
film.
It was a book
classic,
first,
like,
and then it was
Quote, in quotes, classic horror film from the 50s or whatever, directed by Lee Winnell and starring Elizabeth Moss. Also, surprise cameo appearance I didn't know by Kevin Bacon.
Where?
Oh, really?
He was the Invisible Man.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Pack up your mic and go
Yeah,
home.
no, that's the last one.
This was
Sorry.
Robert's last podcast.
Yeah.
He's going away forever now.
Enough with the dad jokes already.
Okay, Robert, real quick, man. You're the horror movie guy. What? I want you to go first.
Okay. I've never seen The Invisible Man or whatever. I'm not
Outside
like
Apollo Man.
I'm not a big fan of like the Universal horror movies or whatever. And then when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, oh, here we go again. Blumhouse making another fucking
Yeah.
remake and shit. Like, it was so dreading the experience of going to watch this. That being said, this movie really surprised me. It really works, I think. I am in on this movie.
Okay,
I
wow.
thought the tension was really good. I thought it was the right way to remake something. You know, you're not just retelling the story. You're taking the concept and building a modern story around it. And I think it really worked. So, very happy with it. I'm in.
So yeah, after watching this, and I'm like, this movie looks super, super, super familiar. The more I watched it, and it reminds me of that movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez, just with an invisible suit. That being said, I am. See, look at that.
I didn't even think of that.
See, Mira. So yeah, I'm definitely in.
Yeah.
In as well. I really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the acting. Except Kate, what's her name? Elizabeth Moss. I keep calling her Kate Moss for some reason. Her. There's some moments she overdid her acting, and I was like, you need to tone it down, girl. Like, bring it back a bit. There's sometimes she overdid it. Cinematography wise, but whatever. It is what it is. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I didn't get scared though, but I get entertained.
Yeah. America?
I'm in.
Yeah.
I also was like, Blumhouse, okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna get another one of those like teenage bullshits
yeah.
with jump scares that don't even work.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen Invisible Man like in any of its like
Iterations.
yeah. So I didn't know if this was connected to the original Invisible Man. So I kind of didn't know what I was getting into, but wasn't excited for it, and I was really, really surprised.
Yeah.
I did feel the tension during the movie, especially like at the beginning. I think as many good things as it had, it also had its share of bad things. It was kind of like even, but overall it did its job, and it was pretty good.
Overall, the sound was like the one that got you, right?
You're starting with the sound.
Yeah.
You're pretty far down on the list.
Because like for sure, like the movie starts and the sound is just fucking destroying you, right?
Yeah.
So you're already kind of in. But yeah, the same thing. Like I guess I felt the tension and everything. I even got really into it that I could talk about it later. That I got scared. I actually got scared at some point, but it wasn't. You'll hear the stuff. But the only thing was like. The sister kind of sucked,
Hated the sister.
right? Like she kind of sucked, and like
there was a few like
little things,
annoying things.
yeah,
about
right.
that, yeah.
And like there's a lot of little offness in this movie,
Yeah.
but It wasn't bad. You know, I was entertained through the whole thing. And it was a long movie, and I didn't even feel like it was that long. So, because I looked up, and I was like, oh, shit, it was a long movie, but I didn't even know. So, yeah, I'm also an in. Yeah.
All right, Gio.
I'm also an in.
Hey,
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's good use of the sound in this movie. Or actually not use of sound, I think is better. It's like in certain parts you would think most movies would probably add music. They subtracted that. They just left it very quiet, which helps that movie a lot because it helps build that tension, and that there's a lot of tension in this movie. Like the whole time you're just like, oh God, what's gonna happen? But I did feel it a little long actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, towards the end it kind of gets a little sloppy. But other than that, and the whole kind of piggybacking on the sister thing, there's a couple of things like that kind of bugged me. But other than that, it was close to being a perfect movie. It did have its bad things, but
Yeah,
it's good.
a tad long. I think maybe 1 or 2 scenes a little bit.
Yeah.
Cut them off. But overall, I think it was very clever, you know, because it's the girl, an abusive husband or whatever, and to bring that kind of paranoia after the guy dies, supposedly.
Well, it's basically it's because he manipulated her in a way.
Yeah.
Like he brainwashed her enough to like feel.
Oh, he broke her down.
So she's like obviously suffering from PTSD.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a great way to bring that in, and you know she has to convince everybody that she's not crazy. And I was really happy that this wasn't like a jump scare fucking showcase, dude. Because like so many of those, like even though I love them, like The Conjuring and all that, it's just like boom jump scare, and it's like there's no story anymore. It's like, so why are you getting scared? You know, there was maybe like 2 or 3 jump scares in this, but I think they were earned. You know, there's enough tension to where, and that's where I think jump scares like are really good. You know, I don't have anything against them. Is when there's no story behind them that they get tedious.
And it's a trip because I guess I didn't see it as a scary movie though. It wasn't a scary.
Yeah, it's more of a thriller.
Thriller, right?
Yeah. And they definitely did good at making it that.
Yeah,
right?
that's why. So that's why I was tripping how like it was a remake to a horror film.
Yeah,
like
that's why I said it's the correct way to remake something. You know, not just retell the story, kind of just take the concept. But back to Elizabeth Moss, there were a few moments where it was like, okay, maybe is that the best take they had? 'Cause like her Jennifer Love Hewitt moment where she's like, "What are you waiting for?" Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Was like the angle was kind of awkward, and just everything about that part was awkward. I was like, ooh, like they could have used something else here.
Yeah, like the moment where she's telling her friend, the detective guy, like the story of what she thinks, and just the way that she's like, he went invisible. Like that whole thing kind of just like,
it seems
that one was very cheap, like lazy writing there. Like,
even in their reality, it seems silly. Like I would say, like as much as the invisible stuff worked, the fight scenes with the invisible guy.
Oh yeah.
Not really.
Not only did they not look good on screen, because she's just fighting. They didn't even have anyone in a green suit or anything. I think right. It was just her just flailing her arms like everywhere, and so she's being like thrown around by this guy, right?
Yeah.
Who, by the way, I don't think he'd be able to pick her up and throw her that far.
Yeah.
But anyway, she doesn't have a single bruise on her. She has cuts at certain moments, and then they're not there later. And it's just, just beat her up a little bit. You know, like visually in the movie, it's not that hard.
Yeah, that's one of the things that kind of towards the end of the movie, semi-spoiler alert, she cuts her wrist. She cuts into the artery.
Hard.
And it's like nothing. She's running around everywhere instead of trying to bleed out.
Yeah.
I was just like...
I did think about that, but I was like, did she like fake it somehow?
No,
she stabbed
she
it.
Because it literally goes away.
It a little bit. Yeah. And I just
like there's not enough blood or whatever, and like once you get into that artery, and then the way she does it, because
she should have been dead.
For she should have bled out. Like
there's
everybody
no
else,
amount
like,
of adrenaline that's gonna keep you alive from that.
Like on some of the other kills where it was a slash of the throat, they died immediately. It's just like that's the same thing. You're doing the same. It's the same concept. You're cutting the artery.
Yeah,
you should be bleeding out.
If it was something that she like faked, they should have done a better job at explaining it, because
Yeah.
you totally missed that. But like the biggest plot hole for me, and it was something that I just couldn't let go. I was like, this is bugging the crap out of me. In the beginning, it's the first like 5 minutes or whatever, her trying to escape the husband's house. It's like a compound or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very sneaky, you know, kind of,
Yeah.
it does a
Yeah.
good job of setting up the
Yeah.
tone. But when she's almost out, she turns back and sees her dog,
Yeah.
and she stops, and she can't take him, but she doesn't want to leave him. So her solution is to take off his little tracker.
His electric. It was an electric collar, I think.
Oh,
Was
shit.
it?
I
Yeah.
think I don't know if it
I
was,
thought it was
might have
like
been
a
a little bit
tracker.
of both.
Oh.
I thought so too.
Because if it was
Maybe.
a tracker, I was like,
The dog's gonna follow you. Like,
no.
no.
What
He's-
bugged me is that there was a giant wall around the whole compound. Where the fuck was the dog gonna go?
Why
Like,
did it go?
That's what, oh, you know what? You're right. I
it's like,
kinda-
why would she risk
Because
it
the
all?
dog just
for the
leaves
dog?
after they take off its collar. It just fucking books it. So I thought like, oh, the dog is free.
Yeah,
But-
but then it shows her
and
climbing
that's why,
the wall.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was an electric collar. But she does climb the wall. What the fuck, dude?
What was that?
Yeah.
What was it, just gonna run around the backyard for a while? It's like,
Even then, if it's a tracker, it's in her purse. The dude's gonna be like, let me log in. Hey, there she is. He's just
Oh,
gonna
you're
go,
right.
go get her.
Did she keep it?
It was in her purse.
Oh, okay.
that's when, okay, before you go, like, I was really like worried that like, oh, I hope they don't make this character completely stupid. You know, one of those stupid horror movie characters, and it was really like, it kind of turned me off, but then it got better. Sorry, go.
The character is kind of off, though, right? She
Well,
does do
I
a lot
mean,
of
no,
mistakes.
for her situation,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
she was
she's not
very
thinking
like,
clearly.
dude, she's getting beat up on the daily by her
No,
boyfriend.
no. But like,
who-
there's scenes where, like, remember the where she finds the phone and she gets the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could be evidence.
Oh,
that could be stuff. And,
yeah, I
like,
thought they were gonna bring
nothing
that in when
happens.
she's being
Yeah.
interrogated.
So there's a lot, like, why aren't you doing more? You know, like
Yeah.
she's trying to fight him too. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like get out. You know, like this is your chance to run away. but-
Well, I mean,
She's tried.
it's
but
scary because you can't see where the guy is.
No,
you
but like
know?
remember that cop scene? He's like destroying her. I don't know. It's weird. Like he
What
goes.
scene? What to finish your
The
sentence?
cops when
There's a lot of cops. In
when he goes on the rampage
Yeah,
at
and
the
he
end.
fucking
But
destroys
by
all the
then,
cops.
like, she's like determined to fight him.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
why I was
So-
like, she's crazy. Oh, trip out on this though. I'll tell you that story. So that scene, you know how like she's looking and it's raining or whatever. I got into it, so I was just like, oh, where is he at? Or like, are we gonna see like a little shape or something, you know? And then out of nowhere, like I'm like, do, you know? And then America's like, I'm hungry, and I was like, because it's all the sound, you know? And I was like, oh.
It was at that point where the movie kind of started to like drag a little bit. Yeah.
But you know the technology that he uses for the suit? It's like that technology was used in Die Another Day, the James Bond movie, when he makes his car invisible. Because it's basically the car has a bunch of cameras that reflect what you're seeing back, right?
Yeah.
And that's what makes it invisible. So it's like this director stole technology from like the shittiest James Bond movie ever made. I mean, it's fine. You buy it. I just thought that was funny. I was like,
Yeah.
I've seen that before. But speaking of this director, Lee Whannell or whatever, he worked a lot with James Wan, the guy who made
The Saw movies.
the Saw movies. He wrote the Saw movies. I'm not a real big fan of the Saw movies, but he wrote Insidious, which I'm a huge fan of. And he directed Insidious 3, which is a very underrated horror film.
Oh,
It really works. And also a couple years ago, he directed the movie Upgrade. I don't know if you saw it.
Yep.
It's about the guy who gets
Yeah.
that chip. Yeah,
remember
that
that.
was
I
really
remember the
good.
trailer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now you take this one. This is really solid. I think this guy is a
shit.
very good filmmaker, and I'm
Yeah.
excited to see his next.
Dude, I
his
didn't
next
even know
stuff.
it was
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So we have All In Sweeps.
I mean, yeah, not perfect, but very solid thriller. Yeah,
Especially
very
with-
entertaining.
We're gonna take a small break. Right back.
In the streets of LA, gangs and drugs have taken over a small university.
There's been cases of drug use and prostitution, and I need you two to go in as college students and get into this fraternity that we believe are affiliated with narcos.
Are you guys kind of like old to be going to school, eh?
Well, you know, we cool. Yeah, Holmes, we're totally the same age.
Alright then, if you want to join the Alpha Kappa Clica, I only need you to smoke this big ass blunt.
How far are these two detectives willing to go undercover? Hey, yo, I don't think we should do that. Listen here, stop being a little bitch and do it. You know I put the blood down. from the director of Oh Shit, It's the Cops and Who Beats Up Ronnie King comes a buddy cop action movie for millennials. Listen to me, you're blowing up a cover. I'm just saying, we're gonna pass a curricula. What the fuck are you talking about? We're too old for this shit. Charlie, what makes you think we can't believe you guys are narcs? Fuck the police. If I have to, I'll bust a cap in their ass, I say. Yeah, fuck the police. I am the law.
I'm pulling you guys off the case. You're in too deep.
Listen here, homie. We got these fools in the palm of our hand. We're really close to a flaco, I say. It's like we're familia.
Then, what are you doing with your fingers?
We're claiming our streets, you fucking knock. Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger in LU. Coming soon.
Our old pick, or my old pick for the week, was Castaway on the Moon, which is a 2009 South Korean romantic comedy film written and directed by Lee Hae-jun. It's a love story between a suicidal man turned castaway on an island and a woman who's addicted to Cyworld, which I'm guessing is that like online game or Facebook thing. I don't know. That's what it says on here. So I'm guessing that's what the game or Facebook or whatever is.
Like,
nah,
internet,
I like reading.
basically.
Yeah. So an internet addict and a.
Why did you pick this film?
I watched this a while ago. My mom recommended it to me, and it was really, really good. So, yeah, and I've been telling you to watch it for like 10 years almost now.
Damn.
So.
Yeah, Ricardo.
yeah.
You never watched it?
I guess not.
No. Yes, I thought you guys would enjoy this movie. So, yeah. What did you? I'm obviously in. What did you guys think?
I'll go
Gio?
first because I'm only an hour into the movie, so this is a partial
Yeah.
review, but I'm in on it. I'm enjoying it so far. It's funny. It's kind of interesting to see these two people in their own like isolated islands. Even though we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Ooh.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm in based off of my 1 hour of watching this movie.
And that is your partial moment of the show. Get out of here.
I get time off.
All right, Gino.
Well, try to convince me to continue watching it.
Well, then, yes, you should watch it. I am in. I'm totally in. I actually agree with what you just said with the two different islands. I didn't think about it till you said that. I was like, oh, fuck.
And that's only on an hour of watching the movie.
Dude, I freaked out on that, bro. Seriously. I was going to say was, yeah, it's a very entertaining movie. At first, I kind of was like, I thought it was a dream state, but then I was like, no, it's actually real. Because I'm like, where the hell is an island in the middle of the goddamn freeway and no one notices it?
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm totally in. I like the chemistry of both styles. It's different story, different point of views of different people. You know, the main guy and the girl.
All right, Robert.
I am mega in on this movie. I couldn't believe what I was watching. When you recommended it to us, we couldn't find it. It's like, damn, how are we going to watch it? And then Gio found like some chafa-ass YouTube link and like with a watermark on it. And I was
really?
like,
Still work.
yeah, and I was like, it was YouTube's compression is so shitty.
Yeah.
Like it looked like shit basically.
Aw, man.
And like I was watching, I was like, what is America making us watch? Like what the fuck? Like the first like 10 minutes, and then I just got absorbed by it. And you know, the story about, you know, isolation, you know, it's basically how I live my life, kind of. So it really,
Which one though?
Both. More so the girl. But like, yeah, this movie really reached into my fucking soul, man, and it really hit me. And it's such a unique love story, you know. It's such a unique film, like all the way through. But I was really, really happy that I watched it, and thank you, America, for exposing it to us.
Yeah, thank you, Mom.
What's you, Ricardo?
I'm also in on this one. It was
Yay.
sweet. Fuck,
Double sweep.
Double sleeves.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, the same thing. I love the romance. I love the way fucking the isolation and their little stories between them. And I was in right away in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it started, I was like, oh shit, because you remember he's in the phone.
Yeah.
I loved all that.
I was confused in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you could tell like it was gonna get. Like, I thought it was going to be, like, complete, like, you you guys didn't see a trailer or anything.
Yeah.
So, like, when I was thinking, oh, this is going to be, like, a...
Depressing?
Yeah, like, no, I thought it was going to be, like, this Yeah, like a depressing, serious movie, right? But it has jokes.
It's very lighthearted.
Yeah, and it's really funny. So like, whoa, all that just happened in the first fucking 5 minutes or 2 minutes. Like that
he
conversation.
commits suicide within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
No, the first like 30 seconds. That conversation is already funny to me. So I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be good, and it was. So yeah. I'm also super in.
So you guys said it was, or some of you guys said it was a little confusing at the beginning between like the dreams. You thought it was like a dream state or something. I kind of see that because of the when he's like drowning and stuff, and he has the sort of like hallucination of the insurance companies, which is kind of for it being that early in the movie, it is a little confusing. Do you guys think that went with like the rest of the movie?
No, I think it sets up, because I think the way I see it, this movie is not set in reality, right? Yeah. So I think that's what that's setting up. It's kind of like this surreal experience, right?
It was like a symbolic of like symbolism of him drowning in life.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Where he's just trying to stay afloat, but just life keeps throwing stuff at him, and to the point where he got to the point in the beginning of the movie, where he is like, "Screw this! I'm not gonna continue."
And I thought, like, is he in like some form of purgatory or something like that? You know,
it could be maybe like him, because he is dying. He doesn't know how to swim. And he does wash up on the island. Like, it could be like his little flash of his life. You know?
Yeah.
Because even with the girl, she does things that affect him, right?
Yeah.
Like, she falls, he falls, right?
Yeah.
She pushes the little duck.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she floats, basically. Like, those things, like, it's obviously telling you this is not reality, right? It's not the real world.
I think maybe that's also kind of symbolic for how they're feeling, more than it's not set in reality. I think you're in their head, and this is how they're like, you kind of see their feelings. So like, she starts floating, and that's her, you know. So
Hey, did you guys trip out? Because I was tripping on this. It's dumb. It's like dumb to trip, but he would write like hello or help or something like that in English. I don't know. Doesn't that trip you out? Or-
No, he acknowledges it. He's like, oh, it has to be an international person because they speak English. But everyone speaks English, so that's not even
I know,
weird.
I know.
Yeah, they're not stupid in Korea. They speak multiple languages.
It's only us. We're the only stupid ones who only speak one
that makes
language.
sense.
Hey,
Yeah.
we all speak two in this table.
Yeah,
So
you're right. You're right.
What about Gino?
Semi.
1.5 for Gino.
Yeah, but I when they showed the girl and they show her routine, that was like, holy shit, dude. Like, speaking of somebody who, like, you're in this room, the room that we're in right now. Yeah. I spent a lot of my time here in the dark alone.
In the dark?
Right, yeah. Shit. So it's like that scene, you know, where she hasn't been outside like in however many days and stuff like that. And
that's all of us. We all just spent that much time in editing.
Yeah, in editing phase. Yeah, it's
true.
It's just I never seen a movie, and I don't know if this movie has wide appeal because I've never seen a movie capture like isolation like that, you know, and tell a story about isolation, because it was very powerful for me, you know, because I know exactly what that feels like, you know.
I didn't think about that before, but you're right, and it's funny how she explains it.
Yeah.
At 9 a.m. or I wake up right after my dad leaves. When my mom leaves, I go to the bathroom. Like, everything's so scheduled, and she's like, by 9 a.m. I get to work, and then at this time I put in this many steps, and it's not for health, it's for this. And it's so funny, like, as an anxious person, things that you do that make no sense make sense to you. It's like they're scheduled, and they have a reason to be there, even if you know they're stupid. You know? So I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, man, this shit reached into my soul, and like it was like the Grinch, like the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day. And it was such a great love story too. You know, it's like it's very kind of cheesy at times, but I think it's trying to be that. Yeah, it's not trying to be anything else, you know, because the music in the movie is very like funny and stuff like that. It's like you said, lighthearted.
Yeah, it's lighthearted, but just the fact that you have her self-imposed island in her room, where like she has the freedom to go anywhere, but she chooses not to. And then him who is stuck on this and wishing he can have like be able to do anything else. Well, she has that freedom, and just like the fact that it's just like that weird balance between both of them.
Did you guys expect it to go there? Because for a good while, all we see is the man on the island, and then you see the girl. What did you guys think?
I had no idea that this was a love story.
Same.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be basically like Tom Hanks. You know, makes friends with the volleyball. So when it introduced I guess I could explain it like this. I was kind of gonna be out if it
Yeah.
was just a story about him on an island.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, is this interesting? I was like, yeah, it's nice filmmaking, but I was like, whatever. Then when they introduced the girl and you see like, oh, this is the story that they're telling, right? That's when I became like super interested and super in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Just because, like, I'm like, dude, you have the duck. That's your bed. That's also a boat. You can fucking float your ass out of there.
Yeah.
But he chose not to. And I'm like, and then I agree with you. If it was just a story about him the whole time, I would have been like, I could have just watched Castaway with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
You know, well done.
Yeah.
But
And then he does eventually like start liking the island, right? Because
Yeah,
he
he's
starts
going on a
hiding from people. Like, so he realizes like, oh yeah, I do have it better here than I would if I was back in my apartment.
Exactly.
You know, like, yeah.
I caught that too. Like I felt like he had more freedom than
Yeah.
he would than his usual life. Like you guys are saying, he was like drowning in bullshit. Like getting, like, you know, so like right there now he could do whatever he wants.
It's a weird
Grow
vacation.
grow corn in the goddamn island.
Yeah, and then he's like appreciating boredom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he loves the boredom, and
Yeah.
it's cool.
I was like Midsummer right here.
Yeah.
Midsummer or whatever. When he's like sitting in the flowers.
oh yeah.
But that's what the movie like again captures so well. There's this weird comfort in isolation. It's strange. Like it you know, like I think the girl like she craves like human interaction, but yet she loves being isolated, right? It's such a strange thing. Yeah.
Especially because she starts calling him an alien.
Yeah.
And then she's like, why does he want to talk to me? Like, yeah.
I have to ask this. What kind of camera does she has and what lens? Because oh my god, that shit was so clear and focused all the way to
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
I was like, holy crap! And it's not even a long ass lens; it's like a little ass one. Like,
No, I mean,
it's
it looked
pretty
like a
long.
hefty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
long,
well, I'm expecting like a longer one, like two
Well, yeah, for
stands
sure. You
holding it.
need a telescope in real life, but you know.
I just liked it how like it's perfect, crystal clear. You could see him like, especially when the scene when they're chasing him and like she actually could follow him.
Follow
Like,
him,
how can
yeah.
you follow him through
Through all
that
the
angle?
trees
How
and
close
stuff.
is it, right?
Well, it's a super, super, super long lens because she takes pictures of the moon with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's probably like the longest lens you could get. I don't know, maybe 400 millimeters.
And
Hey, that scene is cool too when she wakes up in the morning, like her little schedule, and then she sees the streets and it's all empty.
oh yeah,
Oh,
This
yeah.
is cool, huh?
because the drill is it's
Nice
because
little payoff. Sorry.
yeah, no, I was gonna say was it's like apparently it's a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
they do like a drill just in case North Korea attacks. So like the city becomes empty, and then it kind of makes
crazy,
sense
huh?
what she says. Like it
Yeah.
feels like when it's empty, like it feels like gravity just.
Oh, and then she's
disappears.
floating.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that whole scene is so dope, right?
I agree. That's why when I saw that I was like, wow.
and then she comes back when she finds that guy almost committing suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It
And
grounded
fucking,
her.
The
Partial
fucking movie, The Martian, ripped this movie off. And
The
when he's trying
Martian?
to grow crops on the little island, that whole sequence is like The Martian did it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is The Martian after this movie?
Yeah, it is.
Mad
That's right,
damn.
Because
Yeah.
this was
Yeah.
2009, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martian
This
came
was
out.
Oh, but this is a pretty popular movie, you guys.
Is
you guys
it?
are,
Oh.
yeah.
If you say so.
So it was only on YouTube, like some
I know.
random ass
Yeah,
channel.
that was sad. I thought it
Yeah.
was gonna be easy to find, so
I think it's
kind
'cause
of
of
sucks that
rights.
we had. Oh, we watched it dubbed in Italian with giant German
Subtitles?
subtitles, and then we had to turn on our English subtitles below the German
Yeah,
subtitles.
so it was like
So it
three
was
shits.
weird.
Yeah,
I
I
would
kept
love
getting
to see that experience.
lost. Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, why can't I could understand some words?
Yeah.
I want to see this movie like on Blu-ray or like
Yeah.
on a big screen
Big
because
screen,
like
right?
watching on fucking YouTube like
This guy was
you
watching
know
on
you
his
see like the
phone?
pixels like
Yeah.
blocks like not changing and stuff.
Martin
Uh,
Scorsese would
yeah,
hate you.
yeah, it just looks like crap. Yeah, and you could tell like it's photographed very well. You know, it has
Yeah.
good camera work, and I was like, it's like looking at an Etch a Sketch. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool though, cause well, it kind of sucks that like, well, now it's cool that Parasite, I guess, is like big, but like movies like that always got ignored, right? And that
Yeah.
movie's pretty good. So
Yeah.
2009, people are not gonna be watching, huh?
I think that's when I watched it because it was on Netflix like a long, long, long time ago when I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
I watched this, so yeah.
You know what
just-
though? It sucks that, like you said, I'm sorry, but like Ricardo said that, like a lot of Korean films are not getting attention. But I think now is the time where I think they are getting the added attention. Like, you know, like look at Parasite, look at what. I'm naming actually the same director. I was gonna say Snowpiercer. I was gonna say Snowpiercer. I'm like, that's the same director.
Or like even like Old Boy and stuff
Old
like
Boy.
that.
Is
Yeah.
it Snowpiercer that? Oh, I love Old Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Korean cinema is very like, it's very alive. It's vibrant. It's kind
Yeah.
of like Mexican films, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of great.
I
stuff
love
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no credit here. I guess we have to go over there or something, right?
Oh no, it's like Gino said. The door is kind of open now
Open
to
now.
discover. I just wish it was easier to access.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure. Like how would you know about that movie? I don't know. You
Yeah.
know?
Netflix.
Word of
Oh,
mouth.
yeah, Netflix have a lot of good.
No, but this is actually like a pretty big movie. Like if you go anywhere, like go on Reddit and just look up like people's favorite movies. This is gonna be on everyone's list.
Oh,
So
Yeah, it might
like,
be on mine. It's
Yeah.
definitely up there with me.
yeah, this movie was really good. I really
I'm glad
enjoyed
you
it.
guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
America.
you, America, and America's
I
mom.
don't, and America's Mom. I like how we like the movies so far she picked have been really good, like ins, except Magic Mike.
You guys all like that movie.
on that.
So
yeah,
I
but I
mean,
mean like the one she's really interested in a
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Magic, you just
yeah,
threw
that
it
was
on
my
us.
lazy pick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was your lazy.
That was her revenge pick.
You
Yeah.
give us foreign films, right?
It's definitely.
I have really good
Yeah.
taste. I know
Yeah.
that I like Shrek and I love trash, but I think I have really good taste. And
Yeah,
I
you're
deserve
I'm
some
always
credit.
expecting something like kind of off the wall. That's why I was like, what the fuck she's making us watch this week? You know?
That's what I'm saying, man. I think so far she's on a streak, guys. She's on a streak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so looks like we have all 5 ins, y'all. Like sweeps again, sweeps.
Show sweet, yeah.
So sweet.
Show sweep.
Seek out Castaway on the Moon if you can. However you can.
Oh, yes.
Look it up. Fucking go to Amoeba,
yeah.
buy the Blu-ray or whatever.
Oh, that
You
would have
will
been
not-
smart.
It's
to do
really,
that,
really
so.
worth it. Yeah,
You
I
will
can't,
not be disappointed.
can't urge you guys enough to go seek out that movie.
So tune in next week. We watch Onward and Robert's pick, which is
Gino and Gio, get ready for another therapy session.
oh no.
Because I'm picking the movie called Angus, and it's about a fat kid in high school.
Oh no.
Why is it called Angus? That
That's
sounds
the kid's
kid's name.
name.
Oh no.
Yeah, get ready, guys.
Is he Scottish or
No, he's just
Okay.
a kid. Yeah.
just because of the name? I'm like
Yeah.
Angus.
Oh, it's from the '90s too. So.
Oh my
fun.
god.
Oh yeah.
Who's in
The
this?
music is good or what?
Oh, I'm gonna talk about that
Oh,
next week.
cool.
I can't wait. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Please don't forget to follow us in Instagram, In Out Delete Reviews, one word, and in Twitter at In Out Delete. Well, till the next time. Good night.
Thank you for listening. Please exit the podcast and don't forget to collect all your belongings and young children. We hope you enjoy listening and have a great rest of your day here at In Out Delete.
This has been a podcast presentation from the Zenith Corporation, working for a better tomorrow for all of mankind.